The battle is fought in the mind. Jesus said in Matthew 22:36-40, when he was asked, what is the greatest commandment? He said, the first and great commandment is this: you shall love the Lord your God with all of your heart, soul, mind, and strength. We have to win this battle in our mind. We have to kill unrighteousness, unholiness, and embrace holiness. And it all happens in our mind. We have to walk it out. We have to go from our mind to our actions. But the battle is won or lost in the mind. We have to decide that it's more important for us to follow Jesus than anything else. In other words, we have to be committed. If we're not committed, then we're going to be falling for everything around. I was just in a restaurant maybe an hour ago with my wife, and it was a place I'd not been in before. I'm not going to mention the name of it, but the wait staff there was attired in such a way as to create diversions for the eyes and mind. I had to make a concerted effort to not notice, to not look. My flesh is drawn to that. That's just honesty. That's just plain and simple truth. But my heart wants to follow Jesus, my spiritual heart. So I have to decide in here what is most important to me, because the battle's going to be won or lost there. I'm not talking about how to be saved. I'm talking about how to live a holy life. I'm talking about how to successfully follow Jesus, how to find true peace and joy. I have had every wrong thought I think you could ever think, and I have embraced those at different times. They never bring peace or joy or rest or anything but anxiety and a constant desire for more. I am committed to be all in for Jesus. Do I fail? Yes, every day. But I'm intentional in trying to avoid putting things into my mind that are going to divert me from the path. And that takes a lot of intentionality. But the payoff is so wonderful. The payoff is when we are truly seeking after the heart of God. He will meet our seeking with an abundance of joy and peace and righteous living. Not self-righteous, God-righteous. I know what self can do, and there's nothing pretty about that. But I'm slowly trying to get rid of self and embrace more of Jesus, to be more of him and less of me. The battle is right here. Think of ourselves as a pitcher, like a pitcher that you pour tea out of or you fill with tea. Our pitcher is filled every day with whatever we're taking in. We have to be, I have to be, each one of us have to be very intentional about what we take in. Because what we take in is going to be what controls how we think. The more we take in of the world, the more that our control, our efforts to follow Jesus start to stumble and slip and slide and go away. I've got PhDs in how to do that. I'm an expert in how not to follow Jesus. But I am committed to become an expert as best I can, getting myself out of the way and trusting God to be a follower of Jesus. I'm not talking about being saved. I've been saved for a long time, but I spent a lot of time in the tall weeds. I'm talking about living an effective, joy-filled, peace-filled, wonderful life that is wonderful not because of circumstances, but because of God, the presence of God, the power of God, the purpose of God, the peace of God. All of those things, the more they're in place, the more joy that's going to be light years beyond anything that I ever experienced or imagined experiencing. And it's kind of like a snowball effect. The more of Jesus, the less of me, the better it gets. Every day with Jesus, sweeter than the day before, right? That's the lyrics of a song. That's the truth. That's the God's honest truth. Let's fight and win the battleground of the mind. Let's don't embrace the sinfulness of the world, but let's instead fill ourselves with the truth of Jesus. Romans 12:1 and 2. I urge you, therefore, brothers, sisters, by the mercies of God, to offer yourself as a living sacrifice, give myself away to God, and do not be conformed to this world. Don't be shaped. Don't give in to those temptations. Don't watch things that are going to draw your attention away from things of God, away from good things. Set your mind on things above where Christ is. Set our minds on good things. Like I said, I've got a trophy case full of shame for setting my mind on the wrong thing. Let's set our mind on the right thing. We're doing it for God because He said so. But boy, the payoff is out of this world. Don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what is the good, pleasing, and perfect will of God. Thank you, Father, for your great word and your instruction. Fill me fresh and new, and each of those of us listening and discussing this who want to be more and more like Jesus. It's time for us to get serious about Jesus.